Hi guys, I'm Yelena, and this again is my channel, Soul Sessions. I'm a student of astrology, intuitive soul coach, and a brand new yoga teacher. Today's video is all about the supermoon full moon in Virgo, which was exact today, 0 degrees, February 19th at 10:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned. Now, I've done a couple of full moon videos in the past, but before we get into the specifics about this Virgo full moon, let's talk a little bit about what a full moon means for us on an individual basis. Now, if you happen to be a goal setter like myself, then understanding the phases and the cycles of the moon should be at the top of your priority list. Why? Well, because it's very helpful in actually planning and manifesting your goals into physical reality. With the new moon being the beginning of a cycle, it's the best time for goal setting and starting something new. When full moons actually finish out each monthly cycle, and they mark the time for completion and an outpouring of creativity and sometimes a purge. And this could be an emotional purge and a purge of things that need to be forgotten and moved on from in your life. It's like the clearing of a cycle, you can think of it as. Now, there's also a 6-month link between new moons and full moons in astrology. So there's a connection. They're actually linked in what's going on in your life. So new moons, they lay the foundation for what you want to create in the next 6 months coming up. And full moons, they're great times to actually check in with yourself and see what you've accomplished over the past 6 months time period. So it's really good to actually take notes, get yourself a journal. And I actually have a moon journal. It's called We Moon. It's actually a really cool thing for women that you can get and actually keep track of these kind of things. Also, think of a full moon as like a big giant spotlight that's illuminating everything that's kind of been just chilling out in the shadow parts of our human nature. It gives us a valuable opportunity to take an introspective look at ourselves. Where have we been successful in making the changes that we wanted to make over the past 6 months? And where do we have room to make a couple more maybe little tweaks in our game plan? Now, sometimes it can feel like we're taking a big giant step backwards into some of our old habits and crutches that we thought maybe that we had moved past. But don't even fret when this happens, because this is a really good thing. It's an opportunity for you to go back into an older cycle, because everything in life happens in cycles. And sometimes we have to return to these dark areas of ourselves to get rid of another layer and possibly purify ourselves even further. All right, guys, now let's get into the specifics of how this full moon in Virgo will be affecting all of you. Okay, so it's kind of cool. I just figured out how to bring up a chart and everything on the screen. So let me see if I can get this working so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I'm giving readings here. I think it really helps to have a visual aid. So all right, this should hopefully be working here. Okay, so if you actually look at the screen, you can see the moon is right here in the lovely sign of Virgo, and it is in direct opposition right here from the sun. That's how you can tell that it's a full moon. The sun will be completely opposite the chart from the moon. So, now Virgo, we're going to get back into the sign of Virgo. Virgo is what astrologers call a mutable earth sign. What this means is that we're preparing for the end of a season and the end of life, really, as we know it. We're actually headed into uncharted territory. And I know I feel this very strongly in my life, and I know a lot of people that are surrounding me feel the exact same way. We're actually like heading into things that we've never done before. We have no idea how we're going to get there, let alone what our next step is. Now, if you look here, Neptune and we've got Neptune right here. Neptune and Mars are actually making a little bit of a difficult aspect to the full moon, which is making things just a little bit foggy and difficult to comprehend with our logical mind, like a Virgo would usually do. Virgo is very analytical and logical. They like to be in control of things. With this Virgoan energy, we're feeling the same way. However, we're moving into Pisces season tomorrow, which is urging us to leave our dependence on our logical mind behind and to begin relying a little bit more on our intuitive abilities when it comes to the journey in life that we're about to embark on and how it's going to fall in place. Not everything has to fall into divine or into order like you think it does. This is the culmination point of the hard lessons we've been learning, and we're ready to ground these lessons and integrate them into ourselves so that we can be stronger and more evolved and prepared to embark upon this next 6 months journey ahead of us. Now, it might seem like we're missing some pieces of the puzzle here. We have our goals and a picture of how we see our future happening. Like, I know I have big visions and big pictures for how I want my future to pan out. We've thrown away all of our old puzzles that we used to like and that we found out have not worked for us. But the new one seems to be missing some pieces, and we have to have faith that we'll find them just when we need them. And that's just kind of surrendering to what is, surrendering what the divine has in store for us, and releasing control. And we want these changes just to happen overnight for us because we're a society that's addicted to instant gratification. But with Mars right here, just moving into the grounded and stable but slow moving sign of Taurus this time, it's doing the work, and that means planting the seeds and doing the hard work. Okay, so if we do this, it's all going to fall into place. But just remember that slow and steady wins the race. Virgo is an adaptable sign. So this energy, it does make it a little bit more comfortable for us to be flexible with changes that are naturally occurring now, or for those changes that we need to consciously make on our own. So just like Virgos, right now, we have the push to be more like chameleons, adapting and changing to fit whatever situations we might be pulled into, whether it means changing our day-to-day routines completely or not, which we might not even really have a choice because this moon is insinuating that these types of big changes in our daily lives and our daily routines and what we're used to doing, these changes are coming and they're coming quick. And it's going to be something that you unexpect because of all these big things happening with Uranus, which is the planet of change and revolution, unexpected change, which I just made a video on yesterday. So if you're interested in these topics and kind of seeing how these things pan out, I would suggest that you go back and watch the, I believe it was Mars conjunct Uranus video as well. Okay, so Virgo energy is also very critical and analytical, never missing a crucial step or detail, insisting that everything needs to be planned out perfectly. And this really seems to be a collective energy that we're all really feeling right now. That's why it might be kind of frustrating for some of us who really like to be in control of what our future holds. I'm definitely one of these people. I understand this energy very deeply. It's so hard for me to release control in these times. Right now, you might be feeling a sudden urge to add order in the areas of your life where there might be chaos, finding balance in our day-to-day lives and routines, and our physical health versus our spiritual health, our crutches, habits, and addictions, and our visions for the future. What little changes can be made right now? What do we need to release at this time to create a happy balance in our lives before we're thrust into more change? Because honey, it's coming. I promise you, it's coming. Okay, so let's take a closer look at your life in these areas right now. Do a little bit of reflecting with me here. Where do we need to find balance when it comes to what's practical for us and what's not? How much time we're spending at work versus being of service to other people, and also finding a happy medium, providing self-love to ourselves. the energy we're putting into our bad habits versus our health, and where we're placing too much of an emphasis on criticizing ourselves and others, and where we're leaving more room for love and acceptance. Okay, so I want to give a little bit of an example. There is an astrologer that I follow all the time on YouTube. Her name is Nadia Shah. She's awesome. And she kind of broke this energy down a lot more and was talking about how we're kind of being forced at this time to like make this assessment in our lives. Like we always have heard I guarantee you every single one of us have said this from time to time in our lives. And we hung around with certain people and we think to ourselves, wow, I can really be my true self with this person or with this group of people. Hands down, I'm coming from the soul. I'm authentic. I'm being true to myself. And I'm the best version of myself when I'm around this person or these people. And then on the other hand, there's these people that you get around or these things that you do. It doesn't necessarily have to be people, these things that you do. Just make an assessment of what it is. I'm using people. Where there's these people, I have to wear a mask and I can't be my true self. And I kind of lose myself when I'm with these people. So these energies right now, in order for us to be thrust forward and to like get into this energy where we're going to be laying the groundwork and planting the seeds to create the future that we want to create for ourselves and to march through this uncharted territory that we're about to go through, we need to make sure that we are the most true, authentic expression of ourselves, which is going to make it a must to make this assessment and figure out the types of people that we're surrounded by and the types of things that we're doing in our lives. And is it helping us or is it hindering us? This is the type of energy right now. And this full moon right here, this is the culmination point where you need to make these changes, figure this out, analyze yourself, and make the necessary changes right here and now to get ready to walk the path that you're about to walk. All right, guys, that's it for today. Happy full moon in Virgo. If you'd like to know where this full moon will be affecting you directly, please contact me for a short reading more specific to you. If you'd like the content of my videos, please hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel for weekly content. Thank you and have a great night.